I'm back again with another video. This time we're going to be talking about the Atlanta Hawks. So, the Atlanta Hawks currently are walking in with practical cap space now. You know, with letting all of their cap holds walk, they would be walking in with $52 million in cap, which could be incredible. But it all depends on how they use it. Now, looking at everything, they have 2 picks in the first round, 2 picks in the second round, and $52 million hypothetically in cap. Now, what I would do, there's 2 different ways I would do this. I'm going to do 2 different things here. So option A, now I've mentioned this player in another video. I think he works here as well. But I think maybe a trade for Andrew Wiggins makes sense. They could offer a trade up for Minnesota. Minnesota can then trade up, grab a guy that they need who's a better opportunity to help Minnesota with a rebuild. But they also get a guy who has been around a bit, who can help with certain things in certain ways. And he slots in alongside, you know, if they can keep Kent Bazemore, they might have to give up Kent Bazemore in the process, but he slots in next to Kent Bazemore. He would slot in well, reasonably well with Trae Young, and it works overall. So maybe they can make that work. That's about $27 or so million for Andrew Wiggins, but by doing that, they can then make a couple of smaller moves, bring in a couple of free agents to build that bench, but they'll also have to spend some of that money on the draft picks. Now, by bringing in Andrew Wiggins, they might have to give up that 7th overall, or maybe even the 5th overall, however it works. If they were to make the trade to get Andrew Wiggins and they have to step back to 11 or 12, then one option that makes a lot of sense at 11 or 12, whatever it is, would be Jackson Hayes out of Texas. They need a center. They need a big man to go alongside some of the other things that they're doing, especially next to John Collins, and it works very, very well. Now, with the number 5 pick that they're already going to have, I do think Jarrett Culver works well, but there are many other players as well that could fit in that spot as well. They might even consider Cam Reddish, but again, it all depends on need and want and things like that. But they also have, like I said, 2 picks later on. If they decide to not do the Andrew Wiggins thing, there are other assets that they could get. They could go after Jabari Parker. They could, sign Kent Bazemore to a longer-term deal. They could just bring back Dwayne Dedmon and sign Jabari Parker and then just go and get a couple of shooters in the draft. 2 guys in the draft that I think they need to truly consider and can help with the long term as well are in the second round are Darius Bazley and Chris Wilkes. I think that they need to be both considered for Atlanta. I think it works both ways, but as I was saying, those 2 first-round picks, whatever they end up being in that lottery, you're going to be eating up a good almost $20 million of that practical $50 million. So if they have to, like I said, bring in a Jabari Parker for $20 million or Andrew Wiggins for $20 million, and they decide they want to bring in Dwayne Dedmon again back in, then they still have to figure out that other money. So it makes sense to do the Andrew Wiggins thing and still trade back a little bit. But again, it's all about need and want. Currently, they're on a great path. I like that they got Trae Young. I think that he's going to be the future of that team. I do think that if they bring in a couple of other guys, it will be this nice young duo or even a nice trio coming in that could do very, very well. But it all depends on who they get. If they don't make the trade for Wiggins and they stay at 7, and they do let's just say they grab Jarrett Culver at 5, I think that they need to truly, truly consider Brandon Clark out of Gonzaga for that number 7 spot, that number 7 pick. Now, that is the opportunity I would do. Still building a bench, of course, a little bit here and there. Knowing Atlanta, knowing them, they will overspend. But if I'm Atlanta, I don't overspend on the bench. I grab a couple of guys who fit, maybe one or two who maybe I'll overpay one guy just because I know that he'll give me the better opportunities. But I'll get a couple of one-year deals just to chill around and just to have and just keep swapping out, or if they play well, then I'll keep them another year, things like that. But with that, that is my time on this video. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Don't forget to hit that bell icon so you can see when I post my next video. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I will see you guys in the next video.